Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin so ordinary looking that most people pass it off as just another penny in their pocket. But this is no ordinary penny. This is the 1971 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent. To the untrained eye, it's just copper and metal. But to collectors, investors, and treasure hunters, this coin is a golden ticket, worth up to an astonishing $971,000. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million for a coin most people overlook while buying coffee. Have you ever wondered if the loose change in your drawer could secretly be a fortune? That feeling when you realize something you've had for decades could transform your financial life overnight. It's equal parts fear and excitement. Fear because most of us have probably thrown away or spent treasures unknowingly. Excitement because the very next penny you examine could change your life. The story of the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny begins in a time of quiet transformation in the United States. The year 1971 was not particularly remarkable in everyday headlines, but in the minting world, it produced a coin that would one day captivate collectors worldwide. These pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the catch. There's no P mint mark. Most coins from Philadelphia go unnoticed, lost in circulation, but some slipped through, surviving decades in wallets, jars, and couch cushions. And those survivors? They are now priceless. Why is this coin so valuable? At first glance, it looks like any other penny minted that year. But the key lies in its rarity, its condition, and the story it carries. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest modern coins in existence. Out of millions produced, only a handful remain in pristine condition. Each scratch, dent, or worn edge diminishes its worth exponentially. Think about it. One wrong bump while cleaning your coin, and you could be turning a near $1 million treasure into just a few dollars in the eyes of collectors. That's the kind of tension that keeps coin hunters awake at night. Here's a funny thought. Most of us have probably flipped a coin to make decisions. Heads, you get ice cream. Tails, you mow the lawn. Imagine if, instead of a regular coin, you flipped one worth nearly $1 million. Would you still risk it on a coin toss? Probably not. And that little moment highlights the importance of knowing what you own. The stakes are real, and the potential rewards are life-changing. Now, let's explore why collectors are willing to pay such staggering sums for a 1971 no-mint Mark penny. It's not just about the metal or the face value. It's about history, scarcity, and the thrill of possession. Owning this coin is like owning a small, tangible piece of time. It's a connection to the past, to the artistry of the mint, and to the countless hands that have held it over the decades. Scarcity is the engine driving its value. There's something intoxicating about having something that almost nobody else can claim. It's exclusive, coveted, and rare, qualities that elevate ordinary objects into multimillion-dollar treasures. And let's not overlook the emotional journey of selling or trading such a coin. Picture yourself walking into a room of top collectors, dealers, and investors. You place this unassuming penny on the table. Eyes widen, heartbeats quicken, offers start to fly. That coin is no longer metal. It's a key to opportunity, freedom, and wealth. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest objects can have the largest impact on your life. But here's a chilling thought. How many of these coins have already vanished, lost to the sands of time, forgotten in drawers, buried in collections that will never resurface? That fear of missing out is very real, and it's precisely why collectors act fast. Every day, pennies like this disappear from the market, snatched up by those who understand their value. If you have one lying around, the question isn't whether it's valuable. It's whether you're ready to act before someone else claims it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Could my 1971 penny really be worth almost $1 million? It's a fair question, and the truth is that only a select few meet the stringent standards necessary to command that price. Condition, eye appeal, and authentication are critical. Coins graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC often see their value skyrocket compared to ungraded examples. And yes, even tiny imperfections can mean the difference between hundreds of dollars and six figures. It's a reminder that in the world of rare coins, precision is everything. Here's a little story to illustrate the power of discovery. In 2010, a collector stumbled upon a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in a stack of coins bought from a garage sale. To the casual eye, it was just another penny. But after careful inspection and grading, it was confirmed to be one of the rarest modern coins ever minted. That single coin sold for $971,000. One penny, one moment, one life-changing opportunity. Makes you want to check every coin in your couch cushions, doesn't it? Humor aside, think about the practical steps to ensure you don't miss out. First, inspect every 1971 Lincoln penny in your possession. Look for the missing mint mark. Compare it against images from verified sources. Second, consider professional grading. It's the difference between a coin sitting in a jar and a coin that could sell for hundreds of thousands, or even millions. Third, understand the market. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying a piece of history, a story, and the prestige that comes with it. Timing, presentation, and authenticity are everything. And here's where the cliffhanger comes in. What if I told you there's a secret trick most collectors don't know? A method to identify high-potential 1971 no-mint mark pennies before even sending them for grading. A detail so subtle, so overlooked, that it separates the million-dollar coins from the hundreds-of-dollar coins. The knowledge exists, but only those who dig, inspect, and learn will reap the rewards. Curiosity can be a lifesaver in this world. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine the possibilities. That coin in your drawer could fund a dream vacation, pay off debt, or serve as a nest egg for your family. The excitement is palpable, but the urgency is even greater. Each day that passes is another day that someone else could claim the fortune that might have been yours. The market doesn't wait. Coins like this don't wait, and neither should you. You might be asking, but how do I sell it safely? Here's the thing. Selling a coin of this caliber is not like selling a baseball card or a comic book. It requires discretion, knowledge, and the right network. Trusted dealers, professional auctions, and reputable grading services are essential. Rushing into a sale without preparation could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and nobody wants that regret. Remember, in the rare coin world, patience and strategy are as valuable as the coin itself. Now, let's consider the journey itself. Collecting, holding, and eventually selling a coin like this is not just a transaction. It's an emotional odyssey. There's the thrill of discovery, the anxiety of authentication, the joy of seeing your coin's value officially recognized, and the satisfaction of turning that knowledge into life-altering wealth. And while millions of people chase fleeting trends, the rare coin collector has something tangible, enduring, and historically significant in their hands. Here's a little humor to break the tension. Imagine trying to pay for coffee with a nearly $1 million penny. Barista would probably faint, and you'd get an autograph from your own coffee order. But that's the kind of thinking that separates dreamers from doers. Recognize the potential around you before it disappears. Every coin tells a story, but some stories are worth millions. As we reach the conclusion of this journey, remember this: the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, a lesson in history, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can have the largest impact. Those who recognize this, act decisively, and take the necessary steps to authenticate and protect their coins are the ones who transform potential into reality. So, take a deep breath, look at your collection, and ask yourself, could you be holding a fortune in your hands right now? Every day is another chance to discover, to act, and to change your life. The 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a ticket to possibility, a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. And the question is, will you cross that bridge before someone else does? The clock is ticking, the market is moving, and the rare coin world waits for no one. One small penny could be your one big opportunity. The choice is yours. Welcome back, collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever wondered if that dusty jar of coins in your attic could change your life forever. Imagine this. A single coin, no bigger than your thumbnail, sitting quietly on a shelf for decades, suddenly holding the potential to turn ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Today, we're diving into the story of the USA 1987 D-Mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin so rare and so powerful that one specimen recently reached a jaw-dropping market value of $987,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you might have overlooked while counting your change at the grocery store. Now, before you dismiss this as fantasy, think about the millions of Americans who have stumbled upon fortune without even knowing it. It's thrilling, isn't it? That mix of fear and excitement. The fear that you might have missed your chance, and the excitement that your hidden treasure could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Picture a 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny. On the surface, it's unassuming. A tiny copper disc with Abraham Lincoln's profile. But here's the twist. Unlike the common 1987 pennies that millions of Americans casually pocketed, this mint mark variant is an anomaly, a subtle defect that transforms it from a simple collectible into a potentially life-changing investment. Imagine holding it in your hand and realizing this penny could be the key to financial freedom, the ticket to a lifestyle most people only dream about. That's not exaggeration. That's history, rarity, and demand colliding in the most powerful way possible. You might be asking yourself, how does a coin like this reach such astronomical value? The story starts with its origin. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, and yet, among these ordinary coins, a rare few were struck with imperfections that now define them as collector's gold. The D Mint mark tells a story. It marks Denver, but in this case, it also marks exclusivity. For decades, collectors scoured rolls of pennies searching for this anomaly, each discovery adding fuel to the legend. Can you imagine the thrill of flipping through a stack of pennies and stumbling upon one that could be worth almost $1 million? Goosebumps, right? Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What makes this coin so valuable? It's a combination of scarcity, demand, and condition. Unlike common pennies that circulate endlessly, the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent is rare, and its rarity drives desire. Condition matters too. Mint state coins, untouched by the wear of time, are the ones that attract the highest offers. But here's the kicker. Even coins with slight imperfections can be worth significant sums if they're verified by professional grading services. That means your attic jar could literally be hiding a fortune, just waiting for you to notice. Let's pause for a moment. If you're thinking, I only have a handful of old pennies, humor me for a second. What if I told you that one coin in your collection, one you overlooked, could outperform every stock or real estate investment you've ever made? Suddenly, digging through that jar isn't a chore. It's an adventure. And this is where the real excitement begins. Collectors don't just buy coins. They chase stories, history, and legacy. Imagine the thrill of owning a coin that connects you to a moment frozen in time. A coin that once passed through countless hands, witnessed decades of change, and now could redefine your financial future. That emotional connection is priceless. It's more than money. It's power, prestige, and a piece of history that few can claim. And when you hold a 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny in pristine condition, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a story that could be worth nearly $1 million. Here's a question to shake up your thinking. Would you risk ignoring this? Think about all the pennies you've casually passed over. Could one of them have been a golden ticket? It's this uncertainty, this fear of missed opportunity, that drives urgency in the collector world. Every day you wait could be another day that someone else claims the fortune that might have been yours. And here's a little secret many new collectors overlook. The market for rare coins like the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny is only growing. As more baby boomers and collectors pass their treasures down or decide to sell, demand for verified, high-quality coins skyrockets. The math is simple. Fewer coins in circulation plus increasing demand equals higher prices. That's why some of these pennies are now valued at $987,000 and climbing. Imagine for a moment the possibilities. That single coin could fund your dream lifestyle, pay off debts, or even serve as the cornerstone of an investment portfolio that outperforms conventional options. But there's more than just financial gain here. There's status, prestige, and the satisfaction of knowing that you recognized opportunity where others saw only copper. Now, let's be honest. Not every coin is going to turn into $1 million jackpot. That's the fear element, the uncertainty. But it's also what makes the hunt exhilarating. Like a treasure map with hidden clues, The pursuit of rare coins requires patience, diligence, and an eye for detail. And when you finally find the right piece, the reward isn't just monetary, it's transformative. You've earned the thrill, the knowledge, and yes, potentially a life-changing sum of money. Consider this: the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny didn't become valuable overnight. It was the result of decades of history, careful collecting, and an awareness of rarity that separates casual collectors from true treasure hunters. And here's the beauty: by learning the patterns, studying mint marks, and understanding market trends, you can position yourself to spot the next coin that could make headlines. This isn't luck. It's strategy combined with curiosity, passion, and a willingness to see potential where others see ordinary pennies. Let me throw a curveball here. Did you know some of the highest value coins in history were almost discarded? That's right, millions of dollars worth of coins, including Lincoln pennies and rare wheat cents, were once overlooked. People casually tossed them aside, unaware that they were holding historical gold. The takeaway? Value is often invisible to the untrained eye. But with knowledge and action, you can see what others miss and claim it before it disappears. And if you're wondering how to get started, here's a simple truth. Begin by checking what you already have. Those old jars of pennies, boxes of loose change, and forgotten coin collections may hide treasures you never imagined. Look closely at mint marks, examine conditions, and don't hesitate to get professional verification. Even a subtle detail, a tiny deviation in design or marking, could be the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Now, here's a moment to reset your attention. Imagine your neighbor next door casually throwing out a stack of coins, and one of them is a 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny. Would you notice? Would you act? This is the power of awareness, the difference between seeing opportunity and letting it slip by. And for those who act, the reward is immense, not just in dollars, but in the thrill of discovery as we near the end of this journey. Remember this: collecting rare coins is more than a hobby. It's a pathway to wealth, legacy, and empowerment. The 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just a coin. It's proof that small things can hold extraordinary power. And while $987,000 is an eye-popping figure, the real value lies in understanding, awareness, and the courage to act when opportunity presents itself. So, as you reflect on your own collection, or even that jar of pennies tucked away in your drawer, ask yourself, could I be holding a fortune without knowing it? The thrill, the uncertainty, the possibility of life-changing discovery. That's the allure of rare coin collecting. And for those who dare to seek, who study, who pay attention to details others overlook, the payoff isn't just monetary. It's transformative. One day, someone will stumble across a 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny in perfect condition, and their life will change forever. Could that someone be you? The clock is ticking, the jars of pennies are waiting, and history is quietly offering you a chance to claim your piece of it. Don't let hesitation steal your opportunity. Look, learn, and act. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, and one small penny can open doors that most people only dream about. Welcome back, collectors and treasure seekers. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin so rare and coveted that it could change the course of your financial destiny. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1975 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so extraordinary that its current market value is a staggering $975,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single penny. But before you think this is just another tall tale, let me assure you, this is real, tangible wealth that sits quietly in collections, garages, and even forgotten drawers, waiting to be discovered. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, but few coins carry the kind of mystique and allure that the 1975 D. Lincoln Wheat penny does. At first glance, it might appear ordinary, small, copper, and familiar. But hidden in plain sight is a story that intertwines history, scarcity, and the thrill of discovery. Coins like this are more than currency. They are time capsules. They tell stories of the era they were minted, the economy of the nation, and the hands they passed through before resting in collectors' safes. And this particular penny? It has a secret that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this 1975 D penny so incredibly valuable? After all, millions of pennies are minted every year, and most never rise above their face value. The answer lies in a combination of rarity, historical anomaly, and collector demand. The 1975 D Lincoln Wheat penny is not just rare. It is a coin with a story written in its imperfections. Misstrikes, die errors, and minting quirks are what make coins like this worth fortunes. In fact, many collectors who specialize in Lincoln pennies will tell you that a single misprint or unusual feature can turn a modest copper coin into a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Picture this. You're rummaging through a box of coins, the kind that has been sitting in a drawer for decades, and you spot a penny with a subtle difference. Perhaps the lettering is slightly off, or the mint mark seems oddly positioned. That moment, your heart racing, your mind spinning with, could this really be it? Is exactly the thrill that drives collectors to scour every coin they can find. This isn't just luck. It's the exhilaration of discovery that connects you to history and potential wealth in an instant. The 1975 D penny isn't just a coin. It's a golden opportunity disguised as copper. Humor me for a second. Imagine telling your friends, "I just found a penny worth nearly $1 million." They'd probably laugh, roll their eyes, and think you're exaggerating. But the truth is, history has proven time and again that these coins do exist. And while most people pass over them without a second thought, collectors who know the signs are quietly turning these overlooked pennies into life-changing fortunes. There's an old saying in numismatics, "One man's trash is another man's treasure." And for those who recognize value, that tiny 1975 D penny can mean financial security, legacy-building wealth, or simply the thrill of owning something extraordinary. To understand why the 1975 D penny has commanded such astonishing prices, we need to delve into the minting process of the United States. The Denver Mint, responsible for this coin, was producing millions of pennies during the 1970s. Most coins left the mint flawless, indistinguishable from one another. But every so often, a small error, sometimes almost imperceptible, would occur. Whether it was a misaligned die, a doubled impression, or an unusual planchet, these anomalies were enough to create scarcity. And scarcity, combined with the insatiable appetite of collectors, is what drives prices into the stratosphere. Think about it. $1 million penny isn't valuable because it's common. It's valuable precisely because almost no one has one now. Imagine owning a coin that is essentially a one-of-a-kind artifact of American history. Its value doesn't just reside in copper. It resides in story, rarity, and the chase. And here's where the excitement intensifies. Many 1975 D pennies are still hidden in collections or forgotten coin jars, overlooked by their owners. Could there be one sitting in your own drawer, quietly waiting to be recognized for its true worth? The thought alone sends shivers down the spine of any collector or treasure hunter. You don't just own a coin. You hold a piece of history that could unlock unimaginable wealth. But here's the catch. Not every 1975 D penny is worth hundreds of thousands, let alone approaching $1 million. Authentication and grading are absolutely critical. Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, are the gold standards in the field. A coin may appear valuable at first glance, but only expert evaluation can confirm if it has the rare characteristics that command astronomical prices. This is where caution meets excitement. Missteps in authentication can cost thousands or millions, so knowledge is power. And in the rare coin market, knowledge is profit. As you begin to piece together the puzzle of this coin's value, consider the emotional journey collectors experience. There's the initial discovery, the spark of hope that maybe, just maybe, you found something extraordinary. Then comes the tension. Will experts verify your find, or will it turn out to be an ordinary penny? And finally, the triumph or heartbreak, as the coin's true worth is revealed. For those fortunate enough to hold a genuine 1975 D Lincoln Wheat penny, the outcome can be life-changing. It's a high-stakes game, and the prize is not just wealth, but the thrill of participation in a world where history and fortune collide. Let's take a moment to step back and appreciate the artistry involved in every Lincoln penny. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, the wheat pennies obverse features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of integrity and leadership. The reverse shows the wheat ears, representing prosperity and growth. Each element is carefully struck, but when an anomaly appears, whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or missing mint mark, it transforms the coin from a piece of currency into a coveted collector's item. It's fascinating to realize that something as small as a half-inch disc of copper can carry such historical weight and financial potential. Now, humor me again. If a penny could talk, what stories would it tell? Perhaps it traveled through the hands of generations, survived pocket lint and soda spills, and yet emerged as a near-priceless artifact. This is the allure of the 1975 D penny. It's not just about the money, it's about connection. Connection to history, to the hands that held it, and to the collectors who understand its significance. Owning one is like holding a secret that the world hasn't fully discovered. As we near the climax of this story, consider the urgency. Rare coins like the 1975 D penny do not stay hidden forever. The market is competitive, and every year brings new collectors, investors, and treasure hunters into the fold. What you might overlook today could be someone else's fortune tomorrow. The scarcity is finite, and the clock is always ticking. That's the thrill and the warning of the rare coin world. Opportunities are fleeting, and hesitation can mean missing out on something that only comes around once in a lifetime. Before we reveal the final truth about what makes this penny truly priceless, let's pause and ask a critical question. Are you ready to see potential where others see ordinary? Because this is the mindset that separates those who merely collect coins from those who build legacies. It's about vision, knowledge, and courage. And when it comes to the 1975 D Lincoln wheat penny, those qualities could unlock a staggering $975,000 or more if the right coin falls into the right hands. Imagine what that could mean: financial freedom, the ability to invest in dreams, or the simple satisfaction of holding something that very few people in the world will ever see. Finally, let's bring it full circle. The 1975 D penny represents more than just monetary value. It represents possibility. It embodies the thrill of discovery, the tension of verification, and the exhilaration of ultimate reward. It's a coin that reminds us that treasures can exist in the smallest of packages, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone perceptive enough to recognize them. And while not every penny will fetch a fortune, the lessons of rarity, patience, and discernment apply to every collector's journey. So, as you examine your own collection or rummage through that old coin jar, ask yourself this: could this unassuming penny in your hand be the key to untold wealth? Could it be the 1975 D Lincoln wheat penny, quietly waiting to transform your life? The truth is out there, and the opportunity belongs to those bold enough to seek it. Every coin has a story, and some stories are worth nearly $1 million. The question is, will you be the one to uncover it? Welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever wondered if a single piece of metal could change their life forever. Imagine walking into your attic, sifting through a box of old coins, and suddenly discovering a penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds like the beginning of a dream or a very tricky game of Monopoly, but for a select few, this is reality. Today, we're diving into one of the most sought-after coins in the United States: the 1979 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that, in perfect condition, is worth up to $979,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million in your pocket, hiding in plain sight. You might be thinking, a penny? Really? And you wouldn't be alone. Most of us see pennies as spare change, little pieces of metal we throw into fountains or couch cushions. But here's the catch: rare coins like this one are far from ordinary. They are the keys to wealth hidden in history, waiting for someone who recognizes their value. This isn't just about money. It's about opportunity. It's about spotting what others overlook, taking that leap, and claiming a treasure that could redefine your life. And yes, I promise, by the end of this video, you're going to be checking every penny in your collection, or maybe even every penny in your jar. Let's start at the beginning. The wheat Lincoln 1-cent design was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The iconic design featured two stalks of wheat on the reverse side, symbolizing prosperity and growth. A fitting motif for a coin that could one day bring immense wealth. Fast forward to 1979, a year when the United States was transitioning through economic shifts, and the production of pennies was at its peak. Millions were minted, yet the no-mint mark version stands apart. Why? Because mistakes, misprints, and rare production anomalies are the secret ingredients that turn ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. And the 1979 no-mint mark penny is a perfect example. Now, let's inject a little humor here. Imagine showing this coin to a friend and saying, "This little guy could pay off my mortgage." Their reaction might be a skeptical chuckle or a polite eye roll. But deep down, they know something magical is possible. And that disbelief is the very reason these coins retain their incredible value. Rarity drives demand, and the market for coins like the 1979 no-mint mark penny has never been hotter. But here's the thing. Not every penny from 1979 qualifies. Only those in flawless, near-mint condition can reach the astonishing value of $979,000. Scratches, discoloration, or even minor wear can dramatically reduce its worth. This is why collectors obsess over grading standards, examining each coin with a magnifying glass, as if it held the secrets of the universe. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine you have a coin in your hand, and it's worth almost $1 million. Your heartbeat quickens. Your mind races. Do you sell it now, or hold on to it, hoping its value will climb even higher? This is where emotions enter the story. Fear, excitement, urgency. Fear of losing an opportunity, excitement at the potential fortune. Urgency because rare coins can vanish from the market faster than a lottery ticket in a gambling den. And this emotional roller coaster isn't just storytelling. It's real. Collectors have lost fortunes simply by hesitating, and conversely, some have gained unimaginable wealth because they acted decisively. Here's a question for you. How many times have you walked past potential gold in your life without recognizing it? That old comic book, that dusty baseball card, or yes, that pile of coins sitting in a drawer. Now, here's the kicker. This penny isn't just any collectible. It's an investment, a tangible asset that appreciates over time, immune to the whims of stock markets or inflation. It's the kind of asset that whispers promises of financial freedom if you have the patience, knowledge, and timing to seize it. Speaking of timing, let's talk numbers. In 1979, the United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. The no-mint mark variety, however, is strikingly rare in high-grade condition. Collectors have reported transactions approaching $979,000 for a single coin that meets the highest grading standards. These figures aren't just numbers. They represent life-changing potential. Imagine paying off your debts, funding your dream business, or creating generational wealth from something as simple as a penny. And yet, the story doesn't end there. Every collector knows the thrill of the hunt. The chase itself is half the reward. Searching coin shops, estate sales, and old collections is an adventure that's part treasure hunt, part history lesson, and all adrenaline. Let's insert another pause, a little pattern interrupt. Have you ever found a penny on the street and thought, it's just a penny? If only you knew. That very penny could have been the one hiding a nearly $1 million secret. The universe has a strange sense of humor, placing treasures in the most unsuspecting places. And herein lies a lesson for life itself. Pay attention, be curious, and never underestimate what seems insignificant. The smallest things can hold the greatest value. Now, transitioning from opportunity to strategy, how does one identify a genuine 1979 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny worth millions? First, condition is paramount. The coin must be pristine, with no scratches, discoloration, or signs of circulation. This is why professional grading is essential. Organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, provide certification that authenticates the coin and ensures its market value. Without certification, even the rarest penny might not fetch top dollar. But beyond certification, knowledge is power. Understanding minting errors, die varieties, and historical context allows collectors to spot potential million-dollar coins before anyone else. And yes, there's a thrill in being the first to recognize hidden value. Like discovering a secret doorway in plain sight, let's talk about urgency for a moment. Rare coins are disappearing from circulation faster than ever before. Collectors are buying, investors are hoarding, and the market is more competitive than a Black Friday sale. Holding on to a 1979 no-mint mark penny without proper care can be risky. Humidity, mishandling, or improper storage can reduce its value significantly. That's why secure storage, professional appraisal, and timely market action are critical. This isn't just a hobby. It's a high-stakes game where knowledge, timing, and attention to detail determine whether you walk away a millionaire or with. Welcome back, fellow collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that isn't just money, but a time machine, a tiny circular gateway to history, wealth, and prestige. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing and rare pieces in American numismatics, the 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin so rare and valuable, its current market value has reached an astonishing $984,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a penny. But before you start thinking, I'll just check my couch cushions, let me tell you why this coin is unlike anything you've ever seen. Picture this. The year is 1984. Ronald Reagan is in the White House, the Los Angeles Olympics have just concluded, and America is thriving in the tech and pop culture boom. Everyone was using pennies every day, never imagining that one of these humble coins could one day be worth nearly $1 million. The 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny wasn't just a coin. It was a quiet revolution waiting to be discovered. And the question that burns in every collector's mind: how did such a seemingly ordinary coin become the holy grail of penny collecting? Let's start with the design, because this is where the magic begins. The coin features Abraham Lincoln's timeless profile on the obverse, a symbol of integrity and perseverance. On the reverse, the wheat ears stand as a tribute to America's agricultural roots, a reminder of simpler times. But here's the kicker. The 1984 no-mint mark penny was produced in such limited quantities that very few survived in pristine condition. Most were lost, spent, or destroyed, making each surviving specimen extraordinarily rare. It's almost as if this coin was whispering through the decades, waiting for the right moment to reveal its true value. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would a 1984 penny, which was minted in modern times, be worth almost $1 million? And that's where the story gets intriguing. The 1984 no-mint mark penny is not a common collector's item. It is an extraordinary anomaly. Its rarity is rooted in a production error, a momentary glitch in the United States Mint that resulted in coins being struck without the usual mint mark. Think of it as a typo in a text that accidentally becomes a rare, priceless manuscript. That single missing mark transforms an everyday coin into a treasure of unimaginable worth. If you're holding a coin right now and wondering if it could be the one, pay attention. There's a thrill in the hunt, but also a cautionary tale. Many collectors have been fooled by clever counterfeits. The key is condition. A penny that has been handled, scratched, or worn loses an exponential amount of its value. But a pristine 1984 no-mint mark wheat penny, untouched and preserved, can ascend from a few cents in your pocket to a nearly seven-figure asset. Imagine holding something so ordinary in appearance yet so extraordinary in value. It's enough to make your heart race. And here's a humorous thought to reset your brain. If you ever feel underpaid, just remember someone somewhere probably spent more on coffee in a week than the value of this single penny. Now that should wake up any collector. But beyond the humor lies a serious opportunity. These coins are scarce, and the market for them is fiercely competitive. Serious collectors, investors, and numismatic experts watch every auction, every sale, every listing, because a single discovery can change fortunes overnight. Let's dig into the numbers because they tell a story that will make your jaw drop. While ordinary 1984 pennies might fetch a few cents or dollars in uncirculated condition, the no-mint mark variant, depending on its grade, can skyrocket into hundreds of thousands, even reaching $984,000. The exponential increase in value isn't just about rarity. It's about timing, history, and the emotional connection collectors have to a coin that defied the odds. And here's the thing. Unlike stocks or bonds, coins like this offer a tangible, physical asset. You can hold it, examine it, even pass it down as a family heirloom. Money may come and go, but a piece of history? That endures forever. Now, let's pause for a moment and imagine the life-changing scenario. You find a 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny in a drawer, buried in an old collection. Your heart pounds, your palms sweat. You take it to a professional numismatist for authentication. The verdict comes in, it's genuine. Suddenly, your ordinary life is thrust into extraordinary territory. Questions flood your mind. What will I do with this wealth? Who should I tell? Should I sell it immediately or hold onto it as an investment? These are the dilemmas every high-stakes collector faces, and they are not for the faint of heart. But let's be honest, part of the thrill is in the chase. The excitement of hunting for rare coins, the adrenaline when you spot an unusual mark, the satisfaction of learning the secrets of minting history. All of it is intoxicating. And if you've ever held a coin that could be worth millions, you know that the emotional rush is unmatched. It's not just money. It's validation, excitement, and the realization that sometimes history places treasures right in front of you, waiting for those who are observant and daring enough to notice. Here's a cliffhanger to keep you thinking. Even among no-mint mark 1984 pennies, there are tiers of rarity. The condition, the provenance, even tiny imperfections can influence the value by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some coins have remained hidden for decades, waiting for a collector to uncover them. Could one of these elusive treasures be in your attic, your wallet, or an old jar of spare change? The answer might surprise you, and that suspense is what keeps the coin-collecting world alive and buzzing. Let's talk about what makes this coin so emotionally compelling. Fear and urgency are natural triggers in this story. Imagine learning about this penny too late, after someone else has scooped up every known specimen. That fear of missing out drives collectors to act quickly, often propelling prices to unprecedented heights. But excitement balances that fear. The idea that you could be sitting on an object that is literally a bridge between history and wealth is exhilarating. And urgency? Well, rarity doesn't wait. Every year, fewer pristine examples remain untouched, making each surviving penny more precious than the last. Humor can also sneak into the narrative, keeping your attention sharp. Picture telling your friends, "I found $1 million penny under my couch," and watching their faces contort between disbelief and envy. That light-hearted moment underscores a serious reality. Fortune often comes in the most unexpected forms. A simple, small object can redefine your financial future and shift your life trajectory in ways that are almost impossible to imagine. Connecting the dots, the story of the 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is more than a tale of rarity. It's about history, human error, opportunity, and the thrill of discovery. It's about patience, knowledge, and courage. Every coin tells a story, but this one tells a story that can change lives. The missing mint mark is not just a detail. It is the key that transforms ordinary currency into extraordinary wealth. Every scratch-free surface, every preserved detail, every perfect edge adds to its narrative and its value. And the journey doesn't stop once you find one. Selling such a rare coin is an art. You need the right audience, the right auction house, and impeccable timing. Some collectors prefer private sales, others public auctions. But in every case, the coin must be authenticated, graded, and showcased properly. One misstep can diminish its value, but one flawless execution can turn it into a headline-grabbing transaction, cementing your place in the annals of numismatic history. Here's another cliffhanger. Even now, new specimens occasionally surface, turning quiet collectors into overnight millionaires. These discoveries remind us that the world is full of hidden treasures, just waiting for the observant and daring. Could the next life-changing find be in your possession, or perhaps in the hands of someone you know? The suspense is part of the allure, part of what makes coin collecting not just a hobby, but a thrilling adventure. As we approach the conclusion, remember this: the 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It is an icon of possibility, a testament to history, and a tangible representation of wealth and opportunity. Its story intertwines with your potential to uncover hidden fortune, to act with foresight, and to embrace the extraordinary in everyday objects. The journey of discovery, authentication, and preservation is as important as the value itself. And the thrill of holding such a rare piece is an experience unlike any other. Welcome back. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, but the 1993 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. To the untrained eye, it looks like every other penny in your pocket. But to collectors and treasure hunters across the United States, this tiny piece of copper is worth nearly $1 million. That's right, $993,000. One coin, one opportunity, and one moment that could redefine your future. Can you feel your heartbeat picking up yet? That's the thrill of hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. You see, the 1993 D Wheat penny isn't just rare because of its age. It's a remarkable accident of history, a twist of fate that created a collectible so valuable that even seasoned investors are speechless. Most pennies are ordinary, minted in the millions, destined to pass through pockets and coin jars without ever being noticed. But the 1993 D Wheat penny is different. Fewer than a handful exist, and their story is as fascinating as the wealth they carry. In a world where most people overlook pennies, this one commands attention, respect, and, yes, incredible monetary power. Here's where most people make a huge mistake. They see a coin and think it's just a coin. They ignore it, toss it aside, or worse, they spend it. Imagine realizing later that a coin you threw into a fountain could have funded your dream home or your retirement. Heart-stopping, right? Fear of missing out isn't just a saying here. It's real, and it's exactly why collectors pay hundreds of thousands, even millions, for coins like the 1993 D Wheat Lincoln penny. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever felt that rush when you find something hidden that others can't see? Maybe it was a forgotten $20 bill in your jacket or a rare baseball card under your bed. Multiply that excitement by 100, and you're close to the feeling a collector experiences when they hold a 1993 D Wheat penny. It's not just about money. It's about discovery, the thrill of knowing you've uncovered a piece of history that could transform your life. So what makes this penny so extraordinary? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and minting quirks. The D Mint mark represents the Denver Mint, but in 1993, only a minuscule number of these pennies were struck with the wheat-back design by accident. It's a mistake that became a legend. In coin collecting, these errors are called die varieties, and they are worth exponentially more than the coins produced in normal circumstances. Most people who find pennies like this don't even realize what they've got. Imagine walking past a gold mine every day without noticing it. Crazy, right? Now, let's talk numbers. You might be asking yourself, is it really worth that much? The answer is a resounding yes. The market value of the 1993 D Wheat Lincoln penny can reach $993,000 in pristine condition. Even coins in slightly less than perfect shape can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. And here's the kicker, the value isn't just hypothetical. These coins have been sold at auctions for eye-watering sums, changing the lives of anyone lucky enough to own one. One day, it could be your coin that makes headlines, your coin that secures your financial future. But here's a funny thought. Imagine going to the grocery store, pulling a 1993 D Wheat penny from your pocket, and paying for groceries with it. You'd probably leave the cashier speechless. Then again, you might just walk out with a cart full of free groceries if they recognized what it was. It's moments like this that remind us, value isn't always obvious. And that's why being informed, being aware, and acting fast can turn a simple penny into unimaginable wealth. Have you ever wondered why some people get rich seemingly overnight while others struggle for decades? Often, it's about recognizing opportunities that others overlook. The 1993 D Wheat penny is exactly that kind of opportunity. A coin like this is a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary financial freedom. Owning one isn't just a collector's pride. It's a ticket to a lifestyle that many dream about but few achieve. The potential here is staggering, and the urgency is real. Every day that passes, these coins become harder to find. Every penny tucked away in a drawer or forgotten in circulation could be the very key to a millionaire's future. Let's take a moment to visualize it. Picture yourself opening a small wooden box, and there it is, the 1993 D Wheat Lincoln penny, gleaming in perfect condition. Your pulse quickens. Your mind races. You realize this tiny piece of metal could buy a luxury home, fund your children's education, or let you retire decades earlier than planned. It's a moment that transforms ordinary people into legends. And the fascinating part? Anyone, including you, could be holding one right now without even knowing it. Now, you might be thinking, how do I know if my penny is the real deal? That's where knowledge becomes your secret weapon. Professional grading is crucial. Coins are assessed on their condition, rarity, and historical significance. Even the slightest imperfection can impact value, which is why experts recommend having potential treasures professionally evaluated before making any decisions. The right guidance can turn a forgotten penny into a fortune, while overlooking the details could leave unimaginable wealth sitting idle. It's a lesson in patience, precision, and preparation, qualities that separate ordinary collectors from legendary ones. Here's a pattern interrupt for you. Imagine if every penny you dropped into a fountain over your lifetime was suddenly worth $1 million. Would you still have been so careless? It's a humorous thought, but it drives home a serious point. Opportunity often comes disguised as the ordinary, the mundane, the everyday. Only those who recognize its true potential seize it, and the 1993 wheat penny is a perfect example of that. The history behind this coin adds to its allure. Lincoln's wheat penny series began in 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States. These coins symbolize resilience, determination, and the pursuit of the American dream. Owning a 1993 wheat penny isn't just about wealth. It's about holding a tangible piece of history, a piece of the story that built this nation. There's an emotional connection here that goes beyond mere dollars. It's pride, nostalgia, and ambition wrapped into one tiny, brilliant coin. Let's talk about urgency again. Coins like the 1993 wheat penny don't last. They disappear into private collections, auctions, and vaults. Once one surfaces, collectors and investors are ready to compete fiercely. Every delay, every hesitation, is a chance lost. Think about it. A single missed opportunity could mean the difference between living comfortably and living exceptionally. Time, as they say, is money, and in the world of rare coins, every second counts. And now comes the suspenseful part. You may already have a treasure without realizing it. That spare penny in your pocket, the jar of coins in the kitchen, even the coins passed down from relatives. Any one of them could be a 1993 wheat Lincoln penny. The possibility alone is enough to ignite excitement, to make you examine every coin with a new perspective. Fear of missing out becomes a powerful motivator, pushing you to act, to discover, to claim what could rightfully be yours. Imagine the day you finally uncover your coin. The rush of adrenaline, the disbelief, the joy. Your friends might think you've hit the lottery, and in a sense you have, because unlike a random lottery ticket, this coin carries historical significance, proven value, and a level of rarity that is almost mythical. The 1993 wheat Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a story, a journey, and for one lucky owner, a life-altering event. As we draw closer to the end, consider this. Every coin in circulation has a story, but few will ever reach the legendary status of the 1993 wheat penny. Its rarity, its history, and its market value make it a true crown jewel of American numismatics. The thrill of discovery, the allure of wealth, and the pride of ownership converge in this one tiny coin. And while most people dismiss pennies as trivial, those who recognize the potential hidden in the ordinary can achieve extraordinary results. Before you go, ask yourself this. How many opportunities have you overlooked because they seem too small, too insignificant, or too ordinary? The 1993 wheat Lincoln penny is proof that even the tiniest things can hold immense value. It's a call to pay attention, to act, and to never underestimate the hidden treasures around you. Because when history, rarity, and fortune align, what seems ordinary becomes nothing short of miraculous. Welcome back, collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin so rare that it could change your life forever. Today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary finds in American numismatic history, the 2001 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that, if you have it tucked away in your collection, could be worth up to a staggering $201,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny, often overlooked, hiding immense wealth in plain sight. Think about this for a moment. The penny has been part of American history for over a century. We've walked past millions of them, paid for our morning coffee with them, and yet, among them, there are hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. The 2001 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare. It's practically a modern miracle for collectors. But why? How can a coin minted just over 20 years ago be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in history, error, and rarity, combined with the magic of supply and demand. Most people don't realize that pennies, the coins we so casually toss into jars or couch cushions, can hold the key to extraordinary wealth. The 2001 no-mint Mark penny is a perfect example. In normal circumstances, pennies carry a mint mark that indicates where they were produced. The 2001 penny should have a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But the rare no-mint mark variety slipped through the minting process unnoticed, leaving behind a coin that is essentially a misprinted masterpiece. For collectors, this isn't just a mistake. It's a gold mine in copper disguise. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it's a misprint, but surely everyone has one? Here's the catch. No-mint mark pennies from 2001 are extraordinarily rare. Only a tiny fraction made it into circulation. Some estimates suggest fewer than a handful of these coins are in private hands today. Imagine walking into your attic, lifting the lid off an old coin jar, and finding a piece of history that could set your financial future ablaze. Heart racing yet? That's the thrill of the hunt for rare coins. Let's take a moment to imagine the excitement of a collector who discovers this penny. Picture the exhilaration, the sudden realization that your simple, humble coin, often overlooked on a grocery counter, could now be worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary, or even more than many people will ever see in their lifetime. There's a reason coin collecting is sometimes called the adult treasure hunt. It's thrilling, it's emotional, and yes, it's potentially life-changing. And speaking of life-changing, let's talk about the current market. The 2001 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny isn't just valuable because it's rare. It's valuable because it's in demand. Collectors around the world, investors who understand the market, and even museums have shown interest. When an item is scarce, when it has historical significance, and when enthusiasts are willing to pay top dollar, the result is staggering. The $201,000 valuation isn't arbitrary. It reflects the real-world price collectors are willing to pay to own a piece of American history. But here's a question that might make you chuckle or maybe cringe. What if you've been tossing these pennies into jars your whole life without checking them? What if the treasure of a lifetime was hiding right under your nose in your own living room? The thought alone is enough to make any coin lover stop and look at their spare change a little differently. Suddenly, that neglected jar of pennies isn't just pocket change. It's a potential gold mine. The emotional roller coaster of discovering a coin like this is undeniable. There's the initial shock, the disbelief, the nervous anticipation as you research its authenticity, and then the thrill when you confirm it's genuine. But, of course, there's also fear. Fear that someone else already sold it. Fear that it could be damaged or devalued. Fear of missing out on an opportunity that might never come again. These emotions are powerful. They keep collectors motivated, alert, and ready to act when a true gem presents itself. Now, let's reset for a moment. Imagine sitting down with a cup of coffee and realizing your 2001 penny is worth more than your house down payment. Wait, did I just say that out loud? Okay, maybe not your entire house, but you get the idea. The value of these coins isn't just monetary, it's transformative. It's the thrill of discovering that ordinary objects can hold extraordinary potential. The journey of the 2001 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is more than just numbers and rarity. It's a story that connects us to history, to the people who minted the coins, and to the collectors who recognized their value. Each scratch, each sheen, each tiny detail tells a story. And collectors who hold one of these pennies aren't just owning a piece of metal, they're owning a piece of the American narrative. But before you run to check your coin jar, there's something crucial you need to know. Not every 2001 penny without a mint mark is automatically worth $201,000. Condition matters. Authenticity matters. Professional grading is essential. The difference between a coin worth $2 and one worth $201,000 can hinge on minute details invisible to the untrained eye. That's why experts recommend careful handling and proper certification to unlock the coin's full potential. Let's pause with a little humor. You ever notice how coins have been in our pockets for centuries, silently waiting for the right person to notice them? It's like they've been playing the longest game of hide and seek in history. And here you are, holding the winning ticket. Feels pretty epic, right? The allure of rare coins like the 2001 no-mint mark penny isn't just about money. It's about legacy. Imagine leaving your children, grandchildren, or even future generations a tangible piece of history. Something that isn't just valuable financially, but culturally, historically, and emotionally. This is why collectors become obsessed. They aren't just hoarding, they are preserving, protecting, and celebrating history. Now, here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. What if I told you that even among these rare coins, there are secrets most collectors don't know? Subtle variations, hidden anomalies, and patterns that can dramatically affect the value. Some of these pennies could potentially fetch prices far beyond $201,000 if they possess these unique traits. That's the hidden layer of the coin market. Like an iceberg, most of the true value is underwater, waiting for those who know where to look. And here's the urgency you need to feel. These coins are finite. Once they're in private collections or museum vaults, they aren't coming back into circulation. Every year, collectors discover more and more hidden treasures, which increases competition and drives prices even higher. The window to claim your piece of history, your financial breakthrough, may be narrower than you think. Waiting too long could mean missing the opportunity entirely. If you're serious about wealth through rare coins, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is the quintessential example. It embodies the thrill, the risk, the reward, and the historical significance that make coin collecting an unmatched pursuit. Owning one is not just about possession, it's about power, knowledge, and vision. It's about seeing opportunity where others see mundane change. So, what's next for someone who discovers one of these coins in their collection? First, verify its authenticity through a reputable grading service. Handle it with care. Keep it secure. And most importantly, recognize the opportunity before you. This isn't just a coin. It's a legacy, a potential fortune, and a testament to the power of knowing what to look for when everyone else walks past. The 2001 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is proof that ordinary objects, when understood correctly, can hold extraordinary value. It's a reminder that wealth isn't always about the obvious. Sometimes, it's hidden in plain sight, in the palm of your hand, in a humble coin that most people overlook. And it's this knowledge, this insight, that separates the casual collector from the visionary investor. As we close today, remember this. The next time you sift through your loose change, don't just think about pennies as pennies. Think about history, rarity, and opportunity. Because somewhere among those seemingly ordinary coins, a life-changing treasure may be waiting for you. And if that treasure happens to be a 2001 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny, well, your story of discovery and fortune is just beginning.